Hello, and welcome to my channel. If you find content on web development and design interesting, please consider subscribing for more insightful videos like this one. Your support helps me create more content that can aid in your learning and exploration of web technologies. Today, I'll briefly explore how CSS has transformed from a basic style sheet language into a comprehensive toolkit. With the advent of various preprocessors like SASS, SCSS, LESS, and Stylus, the landscape of web design and development has evolved remarkably. In this overview, we'll touch on the various forms of CSS, from the standard CSS we all start with, to the more dynamic and feature-rich preprocessors like SASS, SCSS, LESS, and Stylus. Each brings its unique flavor and capabilities to enhance web styling and design. CSS, or Cascading Style Sheets, is the cornerstone of web design, responsible for the visual presentation of web content. It allows developers to create engaging, responsive, and accessible user interfaces. Understanding the fundamentals of CSS is essential for any web developer. To demonstrate how CSS works, I have prepared a piece of code for a simple web page using HTML and CSS. I'll show it to you through Visual Studio Code, and you'll be able to see how it functions and understand why it's useful for creating a user-friendly experience. We have a basic HTML structure with a header, sidebar, main content area, and footer. Let's dive into how CSS brings this structure to life. First, we have our header element. In the CSS, we've set its background color to a deep shade of blue-gray with white text. Notice how the text align, center, and padding, 2M, make the header text prominent and visually appealing. Next, let's look at the aside element, which serves as our sidebar. Here, we've chosen a lighter shade of blue-gray and aligned it to the left using the float, left, property. The width is set to 10% of the viewport, making it a slim panel on the side. The padding adds space around the text, and the height is set to 70% of the viewport height, creating a tall, distinct section. Moving on to the main content area. It has a soothing cream background, with padding for comfortable reading space. We've matched the height to the sidebar to maintain a balanced layout. Finally, the footer. It mirrors the header in color and text alignment, creating a cohesive look for our web page. The padding ensures that the footer text doesn't stick to the edges. As you can see, with just a few lines of CSS, we've transformed a plain HTML structure into a visually structured and appealing web page. This example illustrates the power of CSS in web development, enabling us to create engaging, user-friendly layouts with relative ease. By adjusting these styles, you can dramatically change the look and feel of your website, showcasing the flexibility and creativity that CSS offers. SASS, with its advanced features like variables and nesting, brings a new level of power and elegance to CSS coding. It's particularly beneficial for large projects, as it helps in keeping styles organized and easy to manage. I've taken our previous CSS code and transformed it using SASS, a powerful CSS preprocessor. Let's break down how SASS streamlines and organizes the code. I start by defining variables at the top: $header BG color, $common color, $aside BG color, and $main BG color. These variables store the color values used throughout the style sheet. This not only makes the code cleaner, but also allows for easy changes in the future. In the header and footer, I use the $header BG color for the background and $common color for text. Notice how using variables instead of hard-coded values makes the code more readable and maintainable. The footer has a unique padding value, which I easily override in SASS. This shows SASS's flexibility in customizing specific elements without repeating code. For the aside, I use $aside BG color as the background. The use of variables here again ensures consistency and ease of updates. I maintain the layout with properties like width, float, and height. Finally, the main section uses $main BG color for its background. Similar to aside, it maintains a consistent height and padding but aligns text centrally. In summary, by converting our CSS to SASS and utilizing variables, I've created a style sheet that's not only more organized but also easier to update and manage. This is a glimpse into how SASS can enhance your web development workflow. Now, don't forget, to use SASS effectively, you might want to use a tool like Live SASS Compiler. Why is a CSS compiler important? Well, SASS files aren't understood by browsers directly. They need to be compiled into regular CSS. A SASS compiler automates this process, translating your SASS code into CSS that the browser can interpret. This means you can write your styles using the powerful features of SASS and then seamlessly deploy them as standard CSS. It's a crucial step in ensuring your web designs are both powerful and browser compatible. SCSS combines the traditional syntax of CSS with the powerful features of SASS. It's a perfect bridge for developers looking to enhance their CSS with preprocessor capabilities while retaining a familiar syntax. Now, I've converted our SASS code into SCSS format. At a glance, you might notice that SCSS looks quite similar to traditional CSS. This is one of the key differences between SASS and SCSS. SASS uses a more concise syntax, omitting braces and semicolons, which some find quicker to write but can be a challenge for those used to CSS. On the other hand, SCSS, sassy CSS, uses the same syntax as CSS. This makes it a more familiar choice for many developers, especially those who are just starting with a CSS preprocessor. In our SCSS code, you'll see that we still use variables like $header bg color and $common color for efficient styling. However, the syntax now includes braces and semicolons, aligning closely with standard CSS. This format can be easier to read and integrate into existing CSS workflows. In summary, the choice between SASS and SCSS often comes down to personal or team preference. Both offer the power and flexibility of a CSS preprocessor, but their syntax differs in ways that cater to different coding styles and requirements. Now, I'm going to focus on LESS and Stylus. Each of these tools brings its unique features and differences to the table, enhancing the way we work with CSS. To keep this video concise, I'll explain them without examples for now, and in the next videos, I'll delve into more detailed demonstrations with practical examples. First, let's talk about LESS. It's similar to SASS and SCSS in terms of functionality, using variables, mix-ins, and nesting to make CSS more maintainable and easier to write. LESS stands out with its JavaScript-like syntax and the ability to run directly in the browser, which can be convenient for quick development. Moving on to Stylus. This preprocessor offers extremely flexible syntax. You can write Stylus code with or without braces, semicolons, or colons. This makes it highly customizable to your coding style. Stylus is known for its expressive power and efficiency, allowing for concise yet powerful style sheets. As we wrap up our exploration of CSS and its various extensions, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned about each of these powerful tools in web development. Firstly, standard CSS remains the foundation. It's the universal language of web styling, understood by all browsers and crucial for any web developer to master. Despite its limitations in terms of dynamic functionality, CSS is indispensable for creating the visual layout of web pages. Then we move to SASS and SCSS. These preprocessors add a layer of functionality to CSS, introducing variables, mix-ins, and nesting. SASS, with its unique, concise syntax, and SCSS, aligning closely with standard CSS syntax, both offer powerful tools for writing more maintainable and efficient style sheets. We also discussed LESS, which is similar to SASS and SCSS in functionality, but stands out with its JavaScript-like syntax. It's another strong option for developers looking to extend CSS's capabilities with variables, mix-ins, and more. Stylus, known for its flexibility and syntax, allows developers to write code in a way that best suits their style, making it a highly customizable preprocessor. In conclusion, whether you choose CSS, SASS, SCSS, LESS, or Stylus, each tool has its unique strengths and use cases. The choice depends on your project requirements, personal or team coding preferences, and the specific challenges you're addressing in your web development journey. Understanding and utilizing these tools will undoubtedly enhance your capabilities as a web developer and enable you to create more efficient, maintainable, and scalable web designs. And that concludes our comprehensive overview of CSS and its various extensions. Remember, each tool offers something unique, and mastering them can significantly improve your web development skills. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the world of CSS and its powerful extensions. Happy coding!